All right. Hi, everybody. It's Kasia from the Niagara on the Lake Public Library, and welcome to our second NOTLLibrary Live, Create with Kasia. So we're just going to do a really quick, short and sweet one because it is International Waffle Day. Hooray! I love waffles. Actually, my son Frankie had 3 waffles for breakfast this morning. Probably 2 more than he needed, but we're all in this together. And I totally get why he wanted 3 waffles. It is International Waffle Day. So because of that, we're going to be making or painting these cute little waffles. Yeah. So there's 2 different kinds. There's a square one. There's a round one. I'm not sure if you have a preference. I don't have a preference. They're both really cute and usually both really delicious. So we're just going to wait a couple more minutes to have a couple more people join. Hi to everybody who is here already. Thanks for tuning in today. I know it was kind of short notice, but we got the inspiration to do the waffles this morning, so we rolled with it. Yes. As usual, the last one, I am from home, as I hope most of you are as well. I have my 2 boys who are running around the house. I have my 2 dogs who are running around the house, so be prepared for potential interruptions. Yep. Last time we had a couple. They're pretty interesting and entertaining. Actually, Evie's nice and curled up by the back door in the sun, or what's left of the sun, so hopefully she'll stay there the whole time. So before we get started, I'll just run through materials one more time. So you need paint clothes, so things that you can wear that you don't mind getting paint on, if you're painting with me right now. You need a surface that is either protected or that you know you can get paint on, okay? So this is my drafting table. Like I mentioned last time, my dad brought it over. I got paint on it all the time, so it's okay with me. Don't do this artwork on a couch or on a brand new carpet or anywhere that's important to anyone that you live with. Make sure it's on a spot or in a space that you can get messy, okay? Materials wise, we also need your brushes. So these are kind of my 3 trusty favorite brushes. I'm not sure if they're focusing. You can tell they're well used. This one actually started out like this one, but I used it a lot, and now it has a really fine point, which is kind of cool. If you don't have any small brushes and you have something like this or bigger, no problem. The only thing I'm going to say is to paint bigger. So I made these little guys with this little brush. I did the whole thing with this. But if you're going to be using this brush, maybe make it the whole size of your paper. Okay? Make it easier for yourself. So you need your brushes. You need some markers, because I'm going to show you a couple tricks with those. You need your water to wash your brushes. This is not drinking water. This is for brush washing water. Paper towel so that you can blot your paintbrush afterwards. And you need your paints, which is probably the most important thing. So you need to have black and white, some yellow. I only had this really light brown today. I didn't have any of my dark chocolate brown. We're going to make it work. And then I have some pink. If you don't have pink, what can you use to mix pink? Anybody? We have white already. So if you have some red and you want to make pink, mix a little bit of red with your white to make some pink. We don't need much of it. Just need a tiny little bit right there. And then of course you need a surface to paint on. So make sure, it could be any color actually. It's not like last time when we did the birch trees, you needed white. This time it could be anything. It could be a piece of cardboard. It could be, a different color paper. Actually, these would look really cool on like black or blue or something like that. It can be a piece of wood. It can be a canvas if you have those. It's up to you. Sketchbook paper, even copy paper will work this time because we're not going to be pulling anything or, working on it too hard. So let's get started. Oh, actually, before we start that, in case you don't have brown, I can show you a couple ways to make brown. So if you have any of these other colors, you'll be able to make a version of brown. It might not be exactly like this, or you might think you might not be able to make brown with them, but you can. So this is kind of like a really rough color wheel, and I'm going to draw these across like this. So these colors are across each other on the color wheel, and they're called complementary colors. If you have any two of those, you can mix them together to make brown. So I'm going to take some blue, and I'm going to take some orange, and we're going to mix it together, and it's kind of like a greeny brown. If you want it to be lighter, you can take a little bit more orange, and look, one kind of brown. Magic. I love art. Ugh, so cool. Okay, so let's do the next two. So let's write blue and orange. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is some red and some green. And I don't have a lot of green, so I'm gonna take most of that. And look, when we mix them together, we get more brown. But see, it's kind of like a warm brown. It's kind of like a gingerbread brown. It's kind of cool. I like this color. So we made brown, but a different kind of brown. So let's see, this was red plus green. And now we're gonna make one more brown. Anyone wanna guess the last two colors? We're gonna do some yellow, and I'm gonna take more yellow than I think, because yellow is one of the weaker colors. And I'm gonna take a little bit of purple, and this is gonna give us like a warmer brown. Oh, maybe I need more purple than I thought. Actually, I kind of like that. Take a little bit more. Look, we made more brown. This one is kind of like a toasted brown because the yellow in there makes it nice and warm. But see, look, we have 3 different kinds of brown that we have made from every other color. This is why painting is so magical to me, because look at what we can make. Yeah, with some basic colors. Okay, so we did a little lesson on brown. I'm gonna use this brown today. I'm gonna put those guys here. Hopefully you guys can, everyone can see them. No, you know what, we're gonna rearrange. We're gonna put them there, yeah. Okay, if you noticed, and I don't want to panic anybody, if you noticed, there is no pencil or no drawing materials. That is because we don't really need them. What we're gonna do today is very basic shapes and lines, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna be painting big, so I'm gonna use my big brush, but you can make this however you want. We're gonna actually start with the square waffle. Okay, so I'm gonna give everyone a couple minutes to make some brown if you haven't already. But what you're gonna do is we're gonna take some of that brown, so take some of that brown right over here, whatever color you make, and we're gonna add a little bit of yellow to kind of warm it up. Just like so. Yeah, because waffles, when you think of them, they're kind of golden, right? Like this is like a nice like bread kind of color, or like a muffin, but we want waffles to be a little bit more golden and crispy and warm. Oh, there's one of them. Let's see what the word is. All right. So we're gonna do a square first. Ready? So we're going to draw across, draw down, or paint down, draw across, and like this. Okay, and see how I kind of rounded the edges? Waffles are usually rounder. I don't know, the ones that I make are usually rounder. So once you make your square, fill it in with that color. Now notice how I dip my paintbrush in to get a little bit of water. It just helps the paint flow a little easier, just like this. So I just paint it in like that. Okay, 1 second, sweetie. There we go. So that's my first step. Now I'm not gonna wash my brush because we're gonna use this color in the base to make the next shade of this that we're gonna use. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to fill that in. Does anyone have any favorite like waffle toppings that they like to put on? I really like blueberry pancakes and waffles. See, they get confused. Pancakes and waffles, I both enjoy. Yeah, or chocolate. And maple syrup is always good as well. Yes, you can. Go ahead. Okay, so we have some leftover of this brown, that we mixed with yellow. And I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to take some white, and I'm going to make a lighter version of that color. So see, I'm not sure if it shows up that different on here. I'm going to add a little bit of white just for more contrast, but we want a lighter shade of that golden that we made. Okay, ready for the next part? We're going to do it in 2 steps. You're going to take your brush and you're going to go around the edge and kind of make a border. You want a little bit of the outside edge of that first square that you made to peek through. See right there? You're going to go around like that. And then you're going to make lines this way. So 2 lines as evenly spaced as you can, just like that. And then this one, you can do 2 lines. I'm going to do 3 lines. I don't know why. I just feel like doing 3 lines. For a little bit more interest. It's not too symmetrical. Okay, so first layer of our waffle, actually second layer of our waffle. Now one thing you can do to make it look a little more waffle-ish is follow these curves here, and you're going to round it off in that corner a little bit. See how I did that? I kind of rounded it off. Just a little bit. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Is food always perfect? Nope. Are most things perfect? Nope, not really. And that's okay. And just like before when I was doing the birch tree painting with you guys, those who tuned in, this is just kind of the first step in learning this, right? So when I teach, I want you to be able to be okay with making mistakes and know that that's okay. And you can always go back and do it again. Okay, so after you've done that part, you're gonna wash your brush, and then we're going to make the shadows. So just like that. So if you have some of this extra, the first color that we started with, if you don't have enough, you can make some more. So get a little bit more of that yellow, a little bit more of that brown, mix it together, make that golden waffle color. It's okay if it's not perfectly the same because we're gonna change it again anyway. And then you're gonna scoop a little bit away in a new spot. And we're gonna take a teeny kind of black. Bits of black, let's see. Just like, no, that's not enough. Just like that. Tiny bit, even that's a little bit too much, okay? Then you're gonna mix it in just to make a darker shade of that golden. Now it looks kind of funny. Don't worry. We're not going to be using a lot of this. See how I'm mixing my paint too? I'm always turning my brush and pushing that paint back into the middle. Some people, when they mix paint, they go in a big, really big puddle, and then it all dries out by the time you want to use it. Whereas you keep pushing it in the middle like this, you don't run out of your paint that you spent all that time mixing. Okay, so we have that that darker bit of the golden color. And I'm actually going to use my little brush, just because I made my spaces a little bit too small, but that's okay. We're learning all the time. Okay, and these things, these shadows we're gonna put in always go on the same side. So if you look at this guy here, these shadows, they all go here. They all make the same shape on the same side of the squares, the stirrup holders or the butter holders. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go across and down. Across and down. Get the idea? It's okay if they all look different. No big deal. Okay, across and down. Perfect. Okay, hopefully everyone's painting is going well. If you're doing all right, give me a thumbs up. If you're just watching right now and you're planning on doing this after, maybe give me a smiley face. Yeah, maybe a smiley face. I'm curious to know if people paint with me at the same time or if they watch because I like watching things first and then doing them. So it's up to you. So our waffle is starting to take shape. Actually, we've created the waffle part of our waffle. Exciting. Now we're going to do the fun part. Oh, I just got some water on there. We're going to do the fun part. We're going to add some details. Okay. So we're going to do some eyes. So I'm actually going to do the opposite. No, I'm going to do this one. We're going to do the exact same as what the demo is here. So we're going to take some black with your little brush. If you only have a big brush like this that has a big point, you can always make eyes by dipping and making eyes kind of like that. Because this would make too giant of an eye, which if that's the look you're going for, totally go for it. You can always practice on another space, right? Before you put it on. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick a spot, and I'm going to put the eyes here, and you're going to make black, like pools, like this. Okay, and don't worry, you might look kind of like a little creepy waffle for a minute because there's no shines in the eyes, but I'm going to show you how to do that next. They're still cute. I don't know, even with these black eyes, they're pretty cute. So take your time with that. Oh, oops, I accidentally put some paint there. No big deal, right? Now to make that mouth, what you're gonna do is go across, down, and down. And if you wanna do a tongue, make a little curve like that. And then the rest you can paint in here, both black. Now, if you don't have pink, but you do have a pink marker, what you can do next is wash your brush, dry it, and just take some white and fill that in if you don't have pink. So you just fill this part in here, because after the white paint dries, you can color it with a pink marker. Ta-da! Yep. So you don't have to have pink paint. I'm gonna take some pink paint though, because I poured a lot of it, so I might as well use it. Oh, see what happened? I didn't blot my brush in between. Make sure you do that, especially if you're painting on paper. And there is my little waffle mouth. Okay. So, oh, you know what we forgot to do? Arms and legs. Jeez, I forgot that. How is this poor waffle gonna stand up? So I'm gonna take some more black. And these little guys look cute with just tiny little simple legs and arms. So just down and across like that. And I like to give feet a little kind of bow like this. You can make them straight across if you like. If you want something that looks like this, that's fine too. It's up to you. It's your painting. And then arms are really easy. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to go just down. 1, 2, 3. You know what? Maybe I'll make this guy waving this time. No big deal. When you're doing little points like this, little fine details, try to use the tip of your brush. So it might take a little bit longer to figure it out. That's okay. There's nothing really fast about art. Sometimes when people are doing lines, they do this. So can everyone see my palette? I'll do it right here. Sometimes instead of doing this, they do this. Which, if you're going for a very strong waffle, that could still look pretty cool. But if you want to practice before you draw your arms and legs on your waffle, using a really fine edge of your brush or a really fine point of your brush, practice on your palette or a different piece of paper. Okay, so our waffle's taken shape. Let's add some shine. So we're going to take some white and see how I just have a whole bunch of it on my brush. Hopefully it's focusing. A whole bunch of it on my brush. You're going to pick the same spot on your eyes and just do a quick little dip. Ooh, that one's a little bit too short, so I'll make it longer. Okay, you can also do another little dot here as well if you like. It's up to you. Oh, it's got a little buddy. Okay, waffle 1 is done. Accidental rhyming, one of my favorite things. Okay, let's make, do you want to come see, Frankie? What do you think? You like it? Do you want to wave hi? I'm gonna put your hand up here. Say no. Okay. Okay, so let's do one more waffle. It's basically the same thing, except I'm gonna do a circle. And I'm gonna go a little bit faster this time, because, yeah, you guys know this already. You guys are already waffle pros. And if not, and you're just watching now, you can totally learn how to be waffle pros after. So this time, I'm actually not going to add too much. I'm not going to add any brown, actually. I'm just going to go with yellow, because the kind of waffles that Frankie likes to eat are yellow. Eggos. Yum. Okay. All right. Yes, Ella, they are being recorded. Don't worry. Okay, so next one. I'm going to make this one a little smaller, and I'm going to make a circle. Ooh, that's really bright. Is that bright for you guys? I love this yellow. It's such a nice spring color. I'm ready for spring. Do you guys have tulips and crocuses and stuff popping up in your yard yet? We found a couple yesterday. We have, I think, yellow crocuses. Oh, and we have snowdrops. I have a whole bunch of snowdrops. You know what? Maybe I'll take a picture after and send it along. So there is my first layer. Looks nice and golden. Okay, so do you remember the next step, what we're going to do? We're going to take some yellow, move it to a new spot, and then I'm going to take some white, and I'm going to lighten it up, just like that. Okay. And then, I'm going to make it even a little bit lighter so I can show it better for you guys on the camera. Okay, so second step is we're going to draw, or paint, I would say draw, that border with a little bit of the outside poking through, just like that. Amazing. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter because I don't think you can see super, super strong. Next, I'm going to do the grid, except I'm going to go on an angle this time. So for the square, I went up and down and side to side. This time I'm going to go on a diagonal. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and here I'm going to do a third, 3, and then this time I'm only going to go twice. So 1 and 2, just like that. Okay. Now, if you want, remember there's the step to make some of these a little bit more rounded. I'm going to do that. The last time I used my big brush, and I think I'm going to use my little brush this time. My smaller brush. Because that's why we have so many different size brushes, right? So that we can do different things with them to make it easier for us when we're making art. So I'm going to kind of curve off those spots here. How are you guys liking it so far? Hope everyone's enjoying it and finding it easy to follow. Actually, you know what? After you curve those edges, it kind of looks a little bit like a pineapple. Kind of like that though. Ooh, actually, if you have any other suggestions of like cute food items that you'd like me to be able to make, please let me know. Yeah, it'd be fun. Make a whole bunch of short and sweet videos just like this. So we did the main color. We did the lighter color grid to make the separations. So we need to take some of this yellow that we made before. And we don't need a lot, so I'm actually going to use the rest of it. And we need a teeny tiny bit of black. See how strong that black is? It just took that right over. What you could have done is use some brown as well. Oh, actually, you know what? I could have used some of this. Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm getting fancy with my colors now. A little bit of water to make sure it blends better. Okay. And you're gonna do these on the same. So some of these round ones might be tricky, but think of it always across and then down a little bit. Across and then down a little bit. Across and then down. And really, if these are not all exactly the same, it's art, correct? It can be great just the way it is. You can try it again a different way. There's many ways that you can think about it. It's all learning, right? I might have missed some of these a little bit, that's okay. All right. Okie dokie. So, what's next? Does anybody know? Ooh, on this guy here, I almost forgot. See how he seems a little bit lighter and a little bit brighter? What I did was I took a little bit of really, really, really light yellow and I went over top right there. Really, really light. Hi, sweet pea. I think Frankie wants to join in, but he's shy. So he keeps coming to say hi. I know, babe. So look at how light that is. You know what? I'm going to even go lighter. And what I'm going to do is go really, really quick and really light. We don't want big, heavy lines. We just want little bits of shine over top, just to add some depth to it. And it's okay if they're not straight. Are waffles straight? I don't know when they come out. I don't know, usually when I make waffles, they get all kind of curly and stuff. But they still taste delicious. So it doesn't matter what they look like. Okay, so I put a little shine on those. Okay. So the next thing is we're gonna make a little, a little waffle face. Hi, Nat. I'll tell him you said hi in a minute. Hey, Frankie. Chichinini says hi. He's busy. Okay, so eyes, ready? We're going to do circles. And you know what looks really cute when you make giant eyes and a teeny little mouth. Oh, I'm gonna block my light for a minute. I'm sorry, everyone. For a second. I'm gonna use my smaller brush to even that one out. See, one eye's a little bit bigger than the other. It happens. I think one of my eyes is bigger than the other, actually. It's okay. It makes me me. Okay, I'm probably spending a little bit too much time on these eyes, everyone. Sorry. Here we go. Now let's do a mouth. Teeny little mouth, just like that. Using the tip of my brush. Remember, don't push too hard. Go really slow and use the tip of your brush. And then you're gonna do some legs, like so. And I'm just gonna put some straight arms, just like this. Here we go. Okay, what's missing from that last little waffle? Does anybody want to tell me what's missing? It's gonna make him look alive. I think it's the shines. So this one that I made earlier has 3 shines, but see, they're the exact same in they're the exact same size spots in the same spots of your eye. Oh, someone's here. So let's do this really quickly. Ready? So we're gonna go dot, dot, like so, like so, dot, 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 dot. Okay. Just like that. Okay. There are your waffles, everyone. Thank you for joining me again today for the newest NOTLLibrary Live, Create with Kasia. I'm so glad you're able to join me. And yes, this will be recorded and the video will be put on our social media channels, either on our Facebook, on YouTube, and hopefully on our website. And if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, I'm always, always, always open to those ones. Like I mentioned earlier, if there is a special food you would like to do a session about, let me know. I can be reached right there, kdupuy@notlpl.org. Also, we would love to see pictures of waffles you're going to eat, or waffles that you painted or drew. So if you make anything today, please post it on underneath the video or anywhere on our social media sites and tag us. So tag NOTLPL or NOTL Public Library, please, and we'll share them on our page. Okay, hope everyone's keeping safe and healthy and happy. Make sure you wash your hands, and we will see you next time. All right, have a great day, everyone.